Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
Beedoo, beedoo, beedoo.
All right. Even though we have been using the other theme for over a year now,
I don't know the other theme.
that's not my fault. I'm just saying. All right. Welcome, everybody. We took last week off. Things got in the way, but we're back. We're here with the ever so tired Jeremy
Yo,
and the frustrated that the Packers haven't done enough, Justin.
Yeah. George is frustrated.
But everybody's excited for Wisconsin's chance in the bracket as they've pulled a 3 seed, and it looks like a pretty favorable matchup. Marquette, on
But
the other hand, they're looking like a good first round victory, but then they got to play Michigan State in the second round, more than likely. So looking tough for them. But enough
I
of that.
I haven't even seen the bracket yet.
Yeah, it just came out. Like this is breaking news, except for by the time this episode actually comes out, these first rounds will have been done. Um, hopefully, you will have joined the bracket challenge, and this is news for you that it's already up and going. We are
Looking
on.
at looking at you, Jeremy.
uh, sure.
I sent you the message, or if you didn't, they have posted it a couple times on our Facebook page. Um, I believe it's through CBS this year, like we have done in the past. So, as always, the contest is I did kind of try to change it a little bit to make it more intriguing. You either get to choose to be on an episode with us
Oh,
or dictate a topic, which could either be just a topic or a bracket of your choosing. Um, the person that we did do the episode for a couple weeks ago reached out, said he enjoyed it. So you're welcome, Damon. So, you know, we will individually do an episode for you if you ask. But or you can win a contest and we'll, do one for you as well. But
Where's Marquette? What seed did they get?
6 or 7.
Hmm.
They're gonna play the winner of the 2-15 game because I believe Michigan State got the two.
Ah, yes. Michigan State gets to play against who?
It's a 15. It doesn't matter. It's a guaranteed win.
Bryant Bulldogs. All right.
Yeah. I mean, at this point in the bracket history, I think a 16 has beat a 1 more often than a 15 has beat a 2.
Okay. Enough of that. Let me put
All
that
right,
away
I know.
before I just start going down a
All
rabbit
right.
hole of the bracket.
But let me take you back about a year ago. I can't remember exactly when, but sometime last year we did a pop culture vehicle bracket where we talked about all the different vehicles that are out there and like what we thought our favorite one was and debated and came up with. Well, we also learned some disturbing things about Jeremy and his predilections towards the Death Star.
hmm
It's only disturbing if you don't agree with him.
Oh, I did have somebody who listens to the podcast reach out to me and talk about how disturbing the donut bracket was.
I'll try to make it a little less disturbing this time with the
I,
monster trucks.
he did not he was not like I mean it was disturbing, but he wasn't like how dare you. He
He didn't
wasn't like
say
mad.
stop.
Yeah, he didn't say stop. He wasn't mad about it. He just said it was weird. Um
I mean, if we're not going to get weird, why are we here?
all right. So, as we just but during that pop culture bracket we talked about monster trucks. And I think the only monster truck that was on the bracket at the time was Bigfoot, but we talked about how many other monster trucks there were. And it got me thinking, like, what is the best monster truck? So we're going to debate that. Oh, well, first off, before we get to that, we're going to talk about monster trucks a little bit. Um, so
This
and
show's off the rails already.
oh yeah, it's just that. I mean, that's what this show is.
Off the rails.
Okay, how do I get this back? All right, so I can. Okay, wonderful technology and only having one screen. Maybe I need to do what Jeremy had does and get the multiple screens, but
The multiverse.
yeah. All right, so in 1974, a man named Bob Chandler started modifying his F-250,
He
and by
preferred to
set,
be called Robert.
um, well, everybody called him Bob on the pages that I was reading about. So,
They
but
don't know him like I do.
oh, okay, all right. Um, but so he started doing it in 1974, and by 1979, he had modified it so much he created what is thought to be known as the first monster truck, Bigfoot. So Bigfoot is the first one. By 1981, by April of 1981, uh, him and many other people were crushing cars.
Hmm.
So it took them 2 years to go. It'd be really cool. Take this big ass truck we just built and crush small cars with it.
It's always Bigfoot Bobby's dream.
The early trucks ran on about 48-inch tires. Now, to give you an idea, your average car, probably the car that you guys are driving, are somewhere between 13 to 16 inches. Okay. So, 48 inches, that's what is that, about 4 foot tall?
That's exactly 4 feet
Exactly
tall.
4 foot tall. So think of your small child, most of the, 4 foot tall. That's how big the tire is. The most common current tire, however, is up to 66 inches. That's a big ass tire.
Yeah.
And puts most of the trucks at about a 12-foot height.
Oof.
So for a more comparison, I'm 6 foot. Maybe 6'1" still, but I feel like I'm shrinking as I'm getting older. But so like think about how tall I am, and then add another one of me on top of me.
That's 2 feet taller than a basketball hoop.
Yes. Um,
More people probably know how tall a basketball rim is than how tall a necklace is.
well, I just said I was 6 foot tall, but yes, you're right.
People
That
don't
is
know that.
well, if they were listening, unlike you two. But most of the original monster trucks were modified, just trucks and pickup SUVs. Now they're pretty much just purpose built. Like they're building their frames, they're building the bodies. They're not just going out and picking up a like an F-350 and making it big. They're just and we'll see that. The biggest one ever is Bigfoot 5.
Uh,
It has 10-foot tires. Um,
Oh, Jesus.
the longest one is the Sin City Hustler at about 32 foot long.
Could you
The
imagine
fast,
rocking down the road in like a stretched limo monster truck?
yeah, that seems insane to me. I mean, I've never been in a stretch limo, let alone a monster truck, but combining I'd love to try it.
Yeah.
The fastest one is one called Bad Habit. It reached 101.84 miles per hour.
Good Lord.
101 miles an hour in a monster truck seems fucking insane. Because those
Yeah.
things seem pretty dangerous already anyway.
I feel like they'd have a lot of drag and just terrifying to get the wind to come underneath that thing.
I I feel like the statute of limitations is probably up on this, so I feel like admitting it is probably not, terrible, but when I lived in Florida, I had that F-150 that I had when I first moved up here,
Yeah.
that
The
green
road
truck,
the Roadrunner.
yeah, with the Roadrunner sticker that used to be on the back of it.
Yeah. Sun
Um,
bleached.
there were some roads in Florida that we knew were never patrolled by cops. So I opened the thing up once and I got it over 100, and that was scary. And that was just a regular, like, factory built F-150. Um,
Jeremy, what's the fastest? Have you gone over 100?
I've never gone over 100. I'd say probably one time, just like out of curiosity, I went over maybe like 90, just a little bit.
What
But
was it? I did hit triple digits in a Ford Escort wagon.
yeah.
That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, and that was so. I mean, at least I'm guessing that the bad habit was probably built a little bit better to withstand such speeds, but still, like, oh, and the longest jump ever, also bad habit, was 74.42 meters or 244 feet.
Yeah, when you hit 100 miles per hour off a ramp, you're going to get some distance.
All right. So that's just a little a little bit about the history of the modern monster trucks or just whatever. All right, so our first matchup is USA 1. He This is one of the original ones.
Merca.
You can see USA 1 here with the original body of the truck, the big wheels. So this is more your classic original style versus Backwards Bob. Backwards Bob, they built so it looks like it's running backwards. So it's actually like the back of it is actually the front. I mean, he's driving from a little bit further back, but like, so when he's doing everything, it just looks like the truck is driving in reverse.
That's awesome.
All right. So which one are we voting for?
Cool.
Uh,
Uh, wow. Jeremy, you want to go?
Uh, well, I'll say right now, I get no sexual gratification out of either of these trucks. So just
oh,
to be clear,
oh, just wait. We'll get there.
so I feel bad going against America, but Backwards Bob, what a cool concept. I'm gonna
Uh,
vote for Backwards Bob.
all right.
Uh,
So that's one for Bob.
didn't you just press the plus and the minus on there?
I
Well, so what was it? We press the plus.
it goes
Two.
up.
All right. Perfect. That's what we need. Two votes.
Okay.
Ah.
All
Ah,
right. And then I'm gonna go ahead and vote for Backwards Bob as well. So
like Jeremy said,
Oh,
the concept of it, like
yes.
the original looking, what was it, USA one, that has that classic style you expect, but like to have the truck that goes backwards like that, that's 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 unique.
All
hard to beat
right.
that.
It is hard to beat that. All right. So our next truck is going to be Spider-Man
Do do do
Ooh.
do do do.
versus Zombie.
Oh my God.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
So
That's kind of what I look like in the morning when I wake up. A little less hairy than me though.
yeah, but yeah, so they put the arms and the face on Zombie. This is what I'm talking about where they're more purpose built. They're not like USA 1 where they're like, "Oh, we just modified." They clearly built this intentionally to be whatever. So you've got Zombie versus Spider-Man.
Hmm. I I'm going with the zombie.
All right. I think
Are these rankings shuffled or how are these rankings ranked?
pretty much just however I put them on there. There's no the only one I made sure was ranked high was Bigfoot. Other than that, it just got put on how they got put on.
All right. Still voting with zombie.
Okay.
Spider-Man is super slick looking though, but I'm going with zombie. I could imagine them going off jumps and their limbs falling off.
Yeah, Zombie does seem like it'd be more fun. As much as I love Spider-Man as a comic character in a movie, I'd rather see Zombie as a truck.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. I like Zombie the
Oh,
truck as a
All
Halloween
right.
fan.
All
sweeping
right.
the
So,
nation.
I mean,
Look at his hey, go back to that.
okay.
Not that, the zombie.
Oh, okay.
People can't see this, but we got like even you look at his yellow, creepy ass eyes and his jacked up teeth. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I mean that.
I'd like to see that one.
Yeah, and then they've got like some like rotting hair and like even the back of it looks kind of like rotting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even the sign above him that says it's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing to do with the truck. It's just a great picture.
Yeah.
it is
All
gonna be
right.
great.
So our next one is going to be Dragon versus a cheat Truckosaurus.
Ooh,
We've got Dragon, which I mean I think looks pretty cool. Like, you got the spikes, the horns, the mouth. I think I even saw some pictures where they had it where they had a flamethrower so it could breathe fire. Or
this.
Truckosaurus, the monster truck from The Simpsons. Like I said, bit of a cheat, but that was one of the better episodes of the early run because that's also the same episode where Homer falls off the cliff trying to stop Bart from jumping the cliff on a skateboard.
Oh yeah.
Springfield
Yeah,
Gorge,
yeah. So it's a classic Simpsons episode. But so you've got Dragon,
an actual monster
an
truck.
actual monster truck with the fins and the spikes and
It's,
the horns.
That's a slick looking truck.
Yeah.
is.
And the word dragon on the side in flames.
I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
That's
And like I
cool.
said, I saw some pictures. I just couldn't get a good JPEG of it, of them like it's shooting fire out the front. So
Versus Truckosaurus.
versus Truckosaurus, which I understand is a cheat, but I love The Simpsons, and I just wanted to talk about that episode. But even though I love The Simpsons, I'm voting Dragon.
Remember that big black truck that my dad used to have? The one that
Ye-
we would call Truckosaurus, that big lifted
Oh
black.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shit, that's where my thought went when he said Truckosaurus, that Chevy Cheyenne that we had that
Yeah.
was
Oh
lifted.
yeah, I couldn't find a picture of your dad's truck, so
He sold it anyways.
but that
I'm
doesn't tell me who you're voting
Oh.
for.
I'm gonna go for the Truckosaurus just because I remember
Okay.
driving that big black truck and we called it Truckosaurus, even though
All
it's
right.
legitimately not a monster truck.
All right. Well, both are pretty cool, but I'm gonna go with Truckosaurus.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Dragon.
Okay, so I
Don't
believe.
don't know how that happened.
Okay, so that one is the.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, okay. All
ooh,
right. So now we're to JCB Digatron. So like he's got kind of a
looks like a cat.
it does look like a bit of a cat. It has an excavator thing on the back and like a front end loader on the front. It was really hard to find a good picture of this one. But yeah, it's made to look kind of like a piece of construction equipment. I don't believe either of those things are functional. I believe they're just fiberglass, but they still look cool.
I mean,
Or
unless it tips over, maybe it can raise its arm up.
maybe, or Superman
Oh,
with the
it's
with
taking
the
flight.
yeah, and you can see the Superman has the cape. So
Hmm. Um, I'm uh I'm going for that Digatron.
all right,
I don't know if any of that stuff's functional, but that's a badass looking truck.
yeah. Some of the better pictures were not JPEG, so I couldn't get them, and I'm not smart enough to know how to make things that aren't JPEG work. So
Well, I'll go first then.
I already went. He just didn't
Oh,
listen to
oh
me.
yeah, no, I did. You went
all
JCB. All right.
right, I'll go. Oh, no, wait, you should go.
Okay, I'm as much as as much as I like Superman, like it's kind of a boring truck. I mean, it does have a cape. It's better than the Spider-Man, but and essentially I only included Spider-Man because I was including Superman, and I think there's a couple others on here that are the same, but I'm gonna go JCB Digatron.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Superman cape on it is kind of cool, but like the whole thing is sort of like kind of just lacking something.
All right.
But that Digatron it's got it going on. It's got a good color scheme. It's got some sharp edges. It's sleek. It's sleek.
Axie.
Oh, all right. So now we're up against Monster Mutt
Oh,
It looks
with
like Wile E. Coyote.
with the floppy ears and the tail, or Thor.
that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
If it wasn't so compressed, I would enjoy it a little.
It does look like
I get
it's
the idea.
smushed.
Yeah, it did look like one of the smaller of the monster trucks, which is weird because Thor is one of the bigger, comic characters. Like he's a very large man, and they're like, oh, let's just kind of make him. So I'm not sure if this is related to the Marvel character or if they were just like, we want to have a Thor. Yeah, that was unknown to me, but I was like, I like Thor as a character, so yeah. But I also like dogs. So
It's like a combination of Wile E. Coyote and that van from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
yeah. I personally am gonna vote Monster Mutt.
Justin.
Oh man. I'm also leaning towards the mutt.
Okay.
I'm voting the mutt.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be on the same page a lot today.
All
Yeah, this
right.
is this is weird.
Okay.
The only problem I have with Mutt is there's something tell me that the tail doesn't look a little weird.
Yeah, it
It's
does look.
100% us.
I don't know if that because this is an action shot. I don't know if
It's a little
the
thicker at
tail.
the top.
I don't know if the tail is like flopping upwards because he's jumping, or if they intentionally built it that
I mean,
way.
they couldn't have done anything a little differently. It looks like a giant piece of shit or a black dick. Like one or the other. Let's
Okay,
be
that's
honest. Let's be honest
I.
here.
Maybe when the dog's on the ground, it is taking a dump.
That's not
Maybe.
how. I mean, he is a monster. I mean, so
It's
Yeah.
true.
maybe, yeah. But yeah.
Boy.
That's probably just an average size dick then for
Monster Wang.
All right. So now we're up to Alien Invasion.
what the
Yeah,
fuck?
damn.
So, kind of
Doesn't
looks
even
like
look real.
No.
no, but trust me, these are all real. Other than Truckosaurus, they're all real trucks.
Does that
So
stuff light up?
yes,
That's slick.
they light up. Kind of looks like the versus Bad Habit. This is the one of the versions of Bad Habit that was going super fast and jumping, all that distance. So
Oh
Alien
man.
Invasion, which I kind of figure, maybe might be the thing that makes breaks Jeremy.
Yeah,
That thing is so cool looking.
yeah.
or Bad Habit.
Bad Habit, it looks familiar. I think it looks like the logo for Pimp My Ride, but I definitely like the. But I mean, yeah, Alien Invasion. I'm gonna for my
Okay.
vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Jeremy with that one.
All right. I'm also going to vote Alien Invasion.
That one's it's
Okay.
so cool looking.
All right. So now we're back up to now we're, to the number one seed, Bigfoot. So the classic Bigfoot. That's, the original. I mean, there's so many. I mean, there's the bigger ones. There's, like I said, there's Bigfoot 5 and all sorts of different versions, but this is the one of the
Original monster
original.
truck, it says right on the door.
Right. And then, oh yeah, wow,
Backwards Bob.
yeah, we got to go back up here to backwards Bob, who runs backwards, kind of.
The backward.
So backwards Bob or Bigfoot, the classic, the original. Says it right there on the door, so it has to be true, right?
That
Man.
big that door wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
No one would lie in Monster Truck World.
Yeah. I'm giving it to Bigfoot. Original
Okay.
monster
All
truck.
right.
I'll vote Bigfoot, and I'll go even as far as to say, if you don't vote for the OG, you're a fucking commie.
Okay, then I guess I'm voting Bigfoot. All
Is
right.
that for this round or for all the rounds?
Just for now.
All right.
Okay.
All right. All
So
right. All
now
right.
we're
All
up
right.
to all right, maximum destruction
Where's the
versus the Mohawk. So there's Max D,
that
maximum
one kind of
destruction.
reminds me of the metal militia. Do they have something to do with that?
Not that I'm aware of, but they very possibly could. You got the spikes, you got the guy ripping out the door, or
Is that what
the
he's doing?
Mohawk Warrior.
Oh,
Oh,
Like
wow.
they put an actual Mohawk on the
yeah.
truck.
It's a big ass broom up there.
Oh
So
God. This is a tough one for me.
so you got the big spikes, the face, just kind of like and of course its name is also Maximum Destruction. And then you got the Mohawk Warrior who, looks like he's ready to battle. It's more of an SUV than a truck, but still like it's big. It's got the it is. I mean, it's a pretty slick design.
It is.
Hmm. Jeremy, where are you going? Or don't you know yet?
Uh, I'm still kind of debating on this one. I like the spiky one because it reminds me of something like out of Mad Max a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm definitely struggling with the dude like ripping it because I mean, are we I'm seeing something else. I'm seeing something other than a guy ripping out of a car. Um, but then again, when I look down at that other thing, and I see someone with their mouth agape, I also see something that's not quite right.
Ah,
So this is just tough tonight. Um, I'm gonna vote for the spiky one. I'm sorry for wasting everyone's time.
Okay, so maximum destruction.
Yes.
I
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go for the Mohawk Warrior on this one.
Oh, look at
The
that.
maximum destruction one reminds me a lot of the Metal Militia stuff. But
What's the metal militia?
yeah, Brian Deegan and some of them that do the dirt bikes and things like that. It's a whole group of them. They usually have like the mohawks and the spiky hair and the spikes on their jackets and stuff like that.
I don't know. I
Which is what
honestly,
that reminds me of. Like, where's the Google reader?
I feel like if they didn't put the face on the side, like ripping out of the door, I might vote for maximum destruction. Like I feel like had they just done like a flame design or something else,
Yeah.
like it would have been. So I think I'm gonna go Mohawk just
Okay.
just for, all right.
Huh. So they don't have anything to do with it, but the home city is in Illinois for the maximum destruction. So
So now we're to Megalodon
Nice.
versus who's Megalodon going up against?
Giant
Zombie.
octopus.
Sharktopus.
So you got
Damn you, Sharktopus.
you got Megalodon or zombie.
Oh, dude.
So you got a
Those
giant shark. He's got the shark teeth, they got the face, the fins,
Fins.
you know, or the zombie.
I'm going with Bruce.
Okay, so you're going Megalodon.
Man, I like that looking shark.
Did you say, what did you say, Bruce?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll go zombie. Still
Okay.
very, very slight edge.
Man, Megalodon does look really cool, but I have a thing for zombie movies, so I think at this point that's what I'm gonna vote for,
You have
zombie.
a thing for zombie chicks too.
Do I now?
You
Okay,
didn't know about it.
here's what I didn't see coming. I thought it would lose in the first round. We got Truckosaurus, the one from The Simpsons, this guy right here, or Batman,
Ooh.
Oh,
which for a character one is actually pretty cool. And
yeah.
looks like it could be a version of the Batmobile that we could have put in the Batmobile bracket.
Batmobile on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, see, like that's the thing, like Spider-Man and Superman and even Thor. Like Thor was a little cooler. Spider-Man and Superman were kind of, just like they were like, "Oh, yeah, cool." Like we threw Superman, we threw, but Batman, like they were like, let's give him like the Batmobile on steroids look. Like they even got the Batman symbol for like the hubcaps. Like that's what I'm voting for. I'm voting
Yeah,
for
Batmobile.
All right.
The Jacksmobile
Uh,
right there.
the Checkmobile. Okay. All right, so now we're over here to one of the other originals, El Toro Loco.
That's not the original El Toro though.
No? It's the
Uh,
cooler picture one of the
yeah.
cooler pictures I could find. He's got the horns,
The
the
other one
front.
had the horns is kind of brown. It had a nose ring that would stick out of it, and then it would actually blow smoke out of his nose.
This one might still blow smoke. There were so many versions of each of these trucks. I just kind of had to pick one that
A,
I thought was a
a
cooler
cool
looking picture,
picture.
a cool picture. All right, so it's El Toro Loco or
The Digatron.
the Digatron.
ooh.
So we got the construction equipment or the Crazy Bull.
Can we look at the El Toro Loco one more time?
Absolutely, we can.
So it's a bull. The only issue I have with this is the front of it. Like, are those supposed to be lips?
Yeah, it doesn't really match, does it? Because then you've got the
No.
teeth on the side. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like doing something that you just can't replicate. But it's other than that, I think it's pretty badass. I'll vote for the Digatron.
All right.
I'm gonna go with one of the OGs in the monster truck universe and go with El Toro.
Okay, so you're gonna put it on me. All right. I think, man, I think maybe because picked the wrong picture and I'm sticking with the one that I picked. I'm gonna go Digatron instead. Okay, so now
All
we're
right.
up. Now we're to Monster Mutt, which is one of these.
It's the dog with the
Yeah, we got Monster Mutt
Wi
here.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, or the Raminator.
Oh,
I
Like
think they
just
got it. I think they got a Hemi.
it does. It just needs that guy sticking his head out, going, "You got a Hemi?"
That thing got a Hemi.
Yeah. So pretty. It's just basically a big Dodge Ram on steroids. It's got the Ram symbol on the side. Like it's a classic monster truck or monster butt.
I'm I'm going with the Raminator on this one.
Okay.
That's I don't know. Just that I don't know what it is about it.
Right. I think I'm
Hmm.
gonna go monster mutt still. I still like the even though Jeremy pointed out some things that make me maybe not like it as much, but I'm just I'm going with the dog, the monster mutt.
okay. I I've had bad experiences with a lot of Rams riding my ass on the freeway at times.
What about mutts humping your leg?
Well,
Never had a bad experience there.
it's happened, but I've never had a bad experience. Yeah. So I'll go with the monster.
All right.
Ah,
Okay, so now we're to Avenger versus Blue Thunder. Now, Avenger is nothing to do with the comics. He's this guy right here, just some
this-
sort of coupe,
that
you
looks
know,
like a Bel Air almost.
yeah, versus Blue Thunder, who I believe is also one of the more original trucks. I didn't, I wrote some stuff down, and I probably should have been looking at my notes.
Too late for that.
Oh yeah, why do that? No, I didn't write down anything about any of those. Okay, all right.
I feel like this is kind of like the battle of the basic bitches. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on for either of these. I mean, they're cool. Don't get me wrong.
I still want to drive one.
Fuck yeah. I mean, that'd be fun. But I mean, compared to some of the other cars we've seen with like spikes, mohawks and shit,
Right.
they're pretty run of the mill.
I'm
Uh,
I think I like the picture of the Blue Thunder, but I'm gonna go with Avenger on this one. It's not really
Okay.
a monster truck, it's a monster car.
Yeah.
Good for them doing something different.
Right.
They both still kind of suck, but at least it's different.
All right. I like the color scheme of the Avenger. I think it's, you're right, it is kind of boring, but I think I like it just a little bit more than Blue Thunder.
I agree with both of you.
All right. All right. And then for the last new pitcher, we have, oh, well, let's see, Alien Invasion or Grave Digger.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
this is an easy one for me. This is it's a Gravedigger.
All right. And we'll go back up and look at a picture of Alien Invasion.
I mean, they both do hit a nice theme.
So you got Alien Invasion here with the lights, kind of looks a little bit like a UFO. Or Gravedigger with the Halloween theme. You got the haunted house, the skull coming out of water or smoke. I'm not sure.
One
You
of the
know,
That's
one of the classics.
green flame.
that's awesome.
Yeah, like it's just a classic design.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gravedigger.
Okay.
Good choice. If you don't vote for it, you're a commie.
All right. So now we are to Bigfoot, the original. Do we need to look at the picture some more? Or?
I don't.
Okay. Or the Mohawk Warrior.
Jeremy, do you need a picture?
Nah, that's okay.
Okay.
No. It's Sasquatch.
Versus that.
Yeah.
I'll go first and I will vote for the Bigfoot.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Bigfoot. You can't vote
Yeah.
against the original, at least at this point. All right.
Yeah.
Zombie versus Batman or Batmobile on steroids. My vote, as much as I love zombies, I'm going Batman on this one.
Yeah.
I'll say
Give me,
zombie.
I'll say the Batmobile on roids.
Okay.
The Roid Rage Mobile.
All right. Now we're to JCB Digatron versus Monster Mutt. So we got the,
I'm going with the Digatron.
okay. Oh,
What do you think?
I'm not sure. I mean, JCB, like, I mean, the Digatron does look a little cooler. And after you said the thing about the tail, it kind of took away a little bit from the Monster Mutt. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go Digatron.
Okay. All right, I'll do Digatron too.
All right. Now we're to I mean we have to debate it because it's part of the rules, but I feel like I know what's going to happen here. Avenger versus Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
Um, Gravedigger.
Okay. Yeah, and I feel like I might know what's happening here, but we got Bigfoot, the original, versus Batmobile on steroids, which would actually be something that would have happened on the bracket that spawned the idea of this one. One of the Batmobiles versus Bigfoot. So you
Oh,
get,
what?
Well, no,
hmm?
I don't know. I was just, I'm debating
I,
here still.
I'm gonna go. I'm going Bigfoot.
I'm surprised by that.
It's such a classic one. Like all the years I've gone to Monster Jam and everything when I was a kid, that was always one of my favorite ones to see.
I'm going to be a commie here, and I'm going to vote Batman.
I like them both. I think I gotta go Bigfoot.
Okay. All right. And now we're to one of the newer ones in JCB Digatron, or one of the more original ones, Gravedigger.
Either you want to go first or you just
I think at this point
need
I'm
time to
good.
debate.
I think at this point I'm going to go Gravedigger. I mean, Digatron is cool, but I mean, you just can't beat Gravedigger. I mean, he is the classic truck. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, Gravedigger.
Yep. Give me Gilbert Brown for the win.
What
okay.
does JCB stand for?
You know what? You would have thought I would have written that down, but I didn't.
All
So,
right.
okay. So now for the final. I mean, and this shouldn't have surprised us, and this is honestly probably the first time in our bracket we've ever had the number one seed play a number two seed. Um, Mainly because I didn't hit shuffle 37 times like I normally do. We've got the
37.
classic, the original Bigfoot, followed very closely by one of the other ones that I think came along pretty soon after Bigfoot, but I don't have the exact dates. So it's classic versus classic. I mean, you've got Bigfoot, which I know you guys are big fans of the creature that spawned the name, the good old Sasquatch,
Yes.
or
Oh,
Gravedigger, who fits the other obsession that this podcast has and the Halloween themed stuff. So this is a tough battle here. You got cryptid
I,
versus Halloween,
I don't. Well, I kind of seen this as an outcome coming, and I don't even think it's that tough for me
Okay.
personally between the two. I don't know if you guys want to go first or if you just want me to throw it out there.
You can go first.
Nicholas lineup, where you think I'm going? Wrong.
Oh,
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger. Oh,
Oh,
We used to have a 56 Ford panel truck when I was a kid that looked just like the Gravedigger, that body style, and I wanted to turn it into a monster truck. But that's always been my probably my favorite monster truck.
okay.
As,
Is
as,
my
as classic as Bigfoot is, it's the Gravedigger.
All right. I mean,
I mean,
I
Sasquatch is a lot cooler than a grave robber,
true, true. I mean, but we're not voting on the things that.
but based on that monster truck, that panel wagon style of Gravedigger, that does it.
All right. I mean, I could end it right here and vote for who I think I'm going to vote for, or Jeremy, you can tell us who you're going to vote for.
well, I feel like either way, um, we're all on the same page. I'm gonna be a commie too,
Oh,
because
all right. Okay, so
I don't know if
Bigfoot.
that could really be a comedy. That was one of the original ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, that still counts as like an OG. Yeah.
When
So
did you say Bigfoot came out? Like
Um,
was
well, I don't know when he became the official like monster truck, but I know they said the first official unveiling was in 1979. And then they weren't crushing trucks until 81. So I don't know how fast Gravedigger showed up.
80,
But
82?
yeah, so he was right there. Like Gravedigger was like one of the first trucks that after Bigfoot. So I mean,
Gravediggers.
one of the things that I found while I was trying to find pictures of all of them, so we could have pictures of it, was like almost every one of these trucks, you could buy like a remote control version or some sort of like Hot Wheels version. Like obviously Monster Jam knows where their fan base is, and it's
Why did you not include Son of Gravedigger?
I had to
Son of a
draw the line.
gravedigger.
I had to draw the line somewhere.
Did you see that
Let
one?
me see this guy.
I did not, well, maybe I also didn't come across Son of Gravedigger.
Oh my God.
Son, no, Son, not Dawn, you idiot.
That's a very busy picture, actually, if I'm being. I like the father a little bit better.
Well, that's no one likes children.
That's
Guess who's back?
All right. So we have determined that Gravedigger is the best monster truck of the monster truck bracket. So if you disagree with us, write in, tell us which truck we didn't include on the
Right
bracket
in,
that,
what are they sending us letters?
yeah, I mean, some people text me, some people send me Facebook messages, like is however
All
you
right.
want to contact us.
Let's give
Um,
out Nicholas' address right now so they can send him a handwritten letter.
if you want to send a handwritten letter, get in contact with me. I will give you my address.
That would be
Right.
pretty cool to get an actual physical letter.
Yeah. Um, but so we have determined that Gravedigger is the winner. But you could disagree with us, or you could agree with us. Either way, just let us know. Talk about your experience with monster trucks. Personally, I've never been to a Monster Jam, but I have
What?
owned. I know I should go to Monster Jam one of these days. It does look like fun, and I mean, they know their target audience. They have the toys. They've got the remote control. They had the micro machines. Like they know that young boys and then immature men love big monster trucks, and that's fits perfectly with us and our demographic. Um,
Yeah.
Jeremy, have you been to Monster Jam?
No,
What?
all
I
right,
know.
so next time Monster Jam comes to town, maybe as a podcast we should go. We'll invest in some earplugs or headphones.
Yeah,
Every time I've gone, I've never had earplugs or headphones, which could
you're
explain
insane.
why I can't
What?
hear anything.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
I was really sensitive to noises I feel like when I was a kid, so that's probably why I didn't go. Like I
Is
didn't
that
even like
is that like
sirens.
your fear of chainsaws? They're
Probably.
just too loud.
No, I don't know why I've never been to a Monster Jam. You feel like that'd be something I would have gone to at some point in my life. I just never have. Kind of like
Oh,
WrestleMania. Like at some point you'd have thought I wouldn't went to one of them, but you
no, I
know,
don't think I would have seen you going to a WrestleMania.
yeah. I mean, when I
They're
was in college, my
they're
roommates
just
were so into it.
super expensive.
Well, yeah, I guess if you want to sit in the seats that, you can actually see anything.
Yeah.
But all right, well, so next time Monster Jam comes to town, if Monster Jam is listening, hit us up. We'll come. Well, we'll do interviews with the drivers. You know, we'll do some promotion. This podcast that reaches all of 25 people, we'll do free advertising for you.
Is Green Bay too far away?
I guess not. Depends on the weekend. All right. So, all right. Well, now we've been out for 2 weeks. What has everybody been watching over the last couple weeks?
This is the part of the show where we tell you nothing.
That's
I have been watching nothing. I haven't
Uh,
even really watched too much of the Arrowverse.
oh, does that mean you're giving up on it already, or
No, it was last week was spring break.
ah,
So it like my days off were spent not just
ah,
sitting on my butt watching TV, actually, being supportive and doing
Uh,
things, doing a couple things.
got it. Understood.
Boring.
Yeah,
Be, being
being
a
forced
responsible
to
human being.
yeah, being forced to work around the house and pick up the yard and leaves and get all the spring stuff and the adult thing to do.
Have either of you, I know Justin, you texted me. Have either of you watched Daredevil?
First two.
Okay.
No, I don't
Um,
have Disney Plus anymore.
And part of that robot movie.
robot movie.
Yeah, where
What?
they're the robots.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The
It's
Russo
on
brothers one.
it's on Netflix with Chris Pratt.
Oh, the movie that I talked about, Electric State, and you both were like, "Pfft, nah,
Yeah,
nah.
it was on.
I still feel that way.
It was on when I came home, so it was on in the background as I was going to sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that at some point, but I've been busy doing other stuff by like watching Daredevil. Or there's a show on Netflix called Running Point. It's a
Heard about it.
It's Kate Hudson. Basically, I've watched the entire first season or the only season of it so far. It's very much like a Ted Lasso clone. All right, like it shares bones with Ted Lasso. Like it definitely is like, what if we do Ted Lasso, but not exactly, but set it in the basketball world? But it's funny because you could tell like the NBA at some point said they wanted nothing to do with it. So like the team is the Los Angeles Waves instead of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Mm.
And it's like instead
Or
of the
Clippers.
no, this one's clearly the Lakers because they have all the championships. Like, they're one of the best, most storied franchises in well, I don't even know what they called their league. Um, but instead of being yellow and purple, they're like green and red, or like they're just like it's like opposite color. And then like Milwaukee came to town and they were the Milwaukee like deer or something. Like it was and you could tell like they were picking like opposite colors for every team. And like they were, every team they had teams in the cities that have all the NBA teams, but they were like opposite names. So they were like so afraid of getting sued. They were like, being as different as they possibly could be. But it was
Oh,
it was
all
it was
right.
a nice show. It was fun. Like I mean, it was a good watch. It Have either of you watched Ted Lasso?
Nope.
Not yet.
Do you have Apple Plus?
Yep. Not
No,
yet.
not yet.
Jeremy, not
If
yet.
you if you can get a free trial, binge out Ted Lasso. Jeremy, you will love Ted Lasso.
Okay.
I know for a fact you
Oh,
would love Ted Lasso. It is
Okay.
right. That show is right in Jeremy's wheelhouse.
nope.
Like even if
He's pulling that one right up your alley.
I heard it's very positive.
yes, I mean the character Jason Sudeikis' character Ted Lasso, I feel might become like a personal hero of yours. Even if you don't give a damn about soccer like me, like by the end of the series, you're like, yes, I want soccer.
That's cool. All right. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
check it out.
yeah. So, but Running Point was okay. Tournament of Champions is happening. I think we talked about it briefly a couple weeks ago about ready to start. Now we're a couple weeks into it. Pretty excited
Oh,
about that. It's pretty good so far.
yeah.
Competitive cook.
Wild Card Kitchen I watched too, because I keep up on that one.
Yes, I need to start that. All right, so now that I've got mine out is and I started yesterday a show on Peacock called Long Bright River.
All right.
It's Amanda Seyfried's new show. She's a cop. It's a little slow, but it's drags you in. Like it's interesting.
Interesting.
All right. Did I jog anybody's memory or
Oh, I really
No.
tried hard to think of something that I've been watching, but honestly, the last 2 weeks, I'll sit down, I'll play a game, and then I put on James and Mike Mondays, like old episodes of James and Mike, two guys playing video games together.
all right, well then what games have you been playing?
I finished Avowed.
Okay.
Uh, I enjoyed it. It's definitely I've heard it compared to Mass Effect, which is a pretty fair comparison. Like if you're expecting to go in there and like be able to do whatever you want, like don't get your hopes up because like you can't go around like killing NPCs or like doing crazy shit. Like because everything like has a purpose and like it's very story driven and lore based and like you can't like the NPCs that give you quests are invincible. So it kind of like if you feel like that is immersion breaking, then that wouldn't be the game for you. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I think a lot of it, like the review bombing and backlash, is kind of nonsense that it's been getting because people are saying it's quote unquote woke,
Oh,
but it's really easy to label. It's just to toss that around to things nowadays, and I mean,
yeah.
some shit it definitely is, but
This review bombing nonsense has to stop just because you don't necessarily agree with it politically or not. Like it just you have to judge it based on its merits, not because, heaven forbid we have a female character
hmm
or
I
in
kind of
have
sorry.
something with the homosexual in nature. It's just get over it. Come on.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying that it's like seeped into gaming because game reviews used to be just like so normal, I feel. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, I mean, we
yeah.
did that episode a couple,
Mm.
well, I guess about a month ago now about the history of Captain America, and that movie's getting review bombed, and people are saying, "Oh, Marvel's just making bad choices because haven't now they're making Captain America black," and it's like, yeah, but that happened in the comic books
hmm
10, 15 years ago. Like, calm down. Like, this was something that happened long before the movie did it. Like, this was not something that just, like, learn your history, people.
Yeah.
Why? Why would they want to do that when they could just
Yeah,
complain?
Yeah,
yeah,
just
that's
get
true.
outraged.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
because
don't need to learn
it's
about it. I can just complain about it.
rage bait gets as many hits as actual, I mean, now if you do something shitty and people call you, but that's the problem now is that now if you do something shitty and people call you out for it, you're just review bombing. Like
Yeah.
like Justice League sucked balls. Like Zack Snyder doesn't know how to direct a DC movie. They were awful. But if I say that, then well, you're just a Marvel fanboy and you're only blah 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 blah. Hey,
I
did
mean, that's
either?
that's true with you though.
No, remember I'm looking forward to the new Superman.
You hate DC and all DC related
I
things.
do not. The Harley Quinn show is amazing. Creature Commandos
Uh,
was awesome.
that's why you voted against the Superman truck.
No, I voted for Batman. Um, did either of you watch a show called Grimsburg?
No.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it, a couple episodes here and there.
So it's an animated show where John Hamm plays this cop who's kind of dumpy, but like he thinks he's super awesome. And I mean, it's set in a world where crazy things happen. Like I don't like his partner's like half robot, half man. So it gives you kind of an idea of what world. But the town of Grimsburg has like just all these horrible things happening, and he's like the super cop. But they were having a virgin contest. Um, to decide who was the best virgin in town or to sacrifice them. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was I think they were just doing the joke to have a lot of punchlines, but one of the jokes was like, "Oh, are you going to enter the virgin contest or go home and watch the 4-hour director's cut of Zack Snyder's
That's
Justice
funny.
League. Ugh.
Nice.
but anyway, all right. Anything we're looking forward to in the next week or so?
Um, I don't know. All I feel like I do is work. Get back on that Arrowverse binge. I could do that. I'll have the house to myself. Is that something to look forward to?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Mm, Yeah, I don't know. I got them. Just
The
Like
each
new
and
the,
every a new day.
I'd say the new Assassin's Creed game's out comes pretty soon. You looking forward to that, Jeremy?
I still will give it a chance. I like the new ones. I don't know how close it's going to be to like the newer ones that are up, or if they're going to try to go back to the old school style, but I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, isn't that one in like samurai times or something, I believe.
Yeah, and it's
All
another
right.
game that will get review
review
bombed.
bombed. Yeah.
Okay.
But there is, I mean, it's unfortunate because like Ubisoft is a company that does do a lot of shitty things. So I mean, there are a lot of things you can say like you're doing wrong, but most of the critiques are probably not going to be legitimate
Yeah.
things.
Right. Like sometimes it's like, yes, it sucked, but you're not giving it the review. Like you're not saying the reason why it sucked. You're picking the wrong things. Like one
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 84 didn't suck because it was a female-led movie. It sucked because it was a terrible movie. Like
Hmm.
like
All right.
all right, anyway, I guess if you
Hmm.
own the New York Jets,
Ooh.
just remember stupid never walks alone.
Comic books have been around for almost a century, and in the last 2 decades, we've finally gotten to see many of these characters brought to life in movies and on TV. On the Moving Panels podcast, we discuss movies and TV shows based on, inspired by, and adapted from the world of comic books. Join me and my guests as we discuss both the good and the bad from Marvel, DC, and even some of the lesser-known comic book companies. Learn what is and isn't from the comics, as well as our nerdy review of the movie or show. New episodes drop every Monday, and you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. So join us for Moving Panels, and I'll see you on the other side of the page.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and listen to an 80s Flick Flashback podcast once in a while, you could miss it. Do you love movies of a certain age? Do you miss the days of VHS tapes, VCRs, and the video rental stores? Does the thought of another 80s movie being remade seem inconceivable? My name is Tim Williams. I'm the creator and host of the 80s Flick Flashback podcast. On each episode, I'm joined by guest co-host to discuss one of the many movies released in the 1980s. We share our first-time watch memories, our favorite scenes, and even learn some behind-the-scenes stories about the cast and crew along the way. New episodes are released every other Friday on your favorite podcasting platform. So make like a tree, get out of here, and go listen to an excellent episode of the 80s Flick Flashback podcast. The ad is over. Go home. Go.